Yeah, I'm just fried every single day. And then I have all sorts of other stuff going on. I hate it too, because it's like I do a bunch of driving, I go to work, and I do a bunch of work, I do a bunch of driving, I come back, and then I go eat dinner, and then I get a call from my mom that's like, hey, don't forget you gotta do more apartment stuff. It's like, I just wanted to spend an hour, I just wanted to spend like half an hour watching a little bit of TV or something, but... Volume good? Okay. Okay, so speaking of good, is this... Yeah, okay, so this has... I don't know why I was trying to cram it all into one page, but... Okay, hopefully that's up to date, kind of, sort of, maybe. I thought there was a bigger table, but when I switched tables, it just destroyed everything. So now I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Yeah, we'll see if we can figure out multi-streaming too. Okay, and then the cell sheet. This is what I need to update. Oh, I wanted to add more cards in here too. Okay, so let's just start with this stuff. Because if I don't get the cards in here, I don't get the cards in here, that's fine. But if I can get some feedback on my cell sheet and rules, that'd be good. I don't know why, because if I look at... No. If I look at my cell sheet... Okay, I lied. I guess I should put it on screen then, shouldn't I? So then I can actually show my screen. But that's what I'm looking at in Google... What is this? Drawings. Okay. It's doc and then sheets and slides or something for whatchamacallit? Okay, and I was trying to update this to be... Hello, hello. Are you here to call me short and then ask me for money? Boy, I missed this. I missed streaming. Okay, I had an idea. It was experience. There we go. Okay, there we go. Something like that. So then we slap this on the cell sheet. Which is gonna need to shrink the size of the text even more. Yes. And it's not white. Why you do this? Ridiculous allowance. I will attempt it. I would assume it's username air, but with the 3, I'm like, username Threr? Oh no, that's horrible. Don't like that. Bad mouthfeel on that one. And are you lucky? Nope. You asked for too much money. So you get nothing, apparently. Okay, I don't know why I'm... See, but then if I try to do something like momentum-based tactical card battler... That's way too many words. So just tactical... Okay, that but it worked before. That's when you guys didn't have, like, 47 billion? 47... Or, oh, I guess it's just 4.7 million? Billion? That's when you guys weren't closing in on trillions of monies. What do you need all this money for anyway? But I guess that's the goal with money, is to have all of the money, right? Oh, that one worked. There's your allowance. Now, you can go destroy the economy. Or you could, you know, share the wealth. Eat the rich. I can destroy you. Okay, should probably update this picture at some point too, but that's okay, whatever. Okay, speaking of updating pictures, do I have a good way to remove the corners? See, the ugly thing is, I'm like, no, Paint 3D doesn't. I have GIMP. I don't know how to use GIMP. So, can, in an effort to be, at least to use a thing I know how to use, because I have no time, because I didn't, because it's hard to plan things. Okay, so can I... I can. We'll throw it into this old defunct pixel art program, because that's what I know. Maybe there's a reason that, yeah, this isn't even sized correctly either, but I do not care. It does not need to be 10 times as big. Oh, it doesn't need to be this selected file either. Okay. Well, this works. It's kind of ugly and stupid, but this works. See, that's the thing too, is that come mid-December when my birthday happens, then I will have an entire day that I'm going to devote to just streaming and do my typical all-day birthday stream. I'm very excited for that. Yeah, okay, there was a reason I was not doing that. I didn't replace it, I just threw it here. Whatever. Okay, so one last image. It's so chill. I wish there was more of this. Yeah, see, and then it's a somewhat stressful year. No, it's a fairly... What the heck is going on there? It's been a pretty dang stressful year, and then to cap it off with, hey, Trump's back. And not just... he's fully back in the White House. It's like, yeah, it's... same kind of awful nonsense as 2016. That was a rough year, capped off with, it's Trump. And now 2024 is, here's an awful year with, hey, it's Trump. Just commit arson. Well, like I said, eat the rich. Well, and I'm a well-off white guy. It's not like I can complain all that much, but I also care about other people, and it's... A vote for Trump is not a vote for other people. It's a very selfish vote. It's a... Let's help the rich get even richer, which is ridiculous, because when Jeff Bezos has more money than God, Like, why does he need more money? And then here I am, enabling somebody to just come by the stream and say, more money, please. And then I give it to him. Uh-oh. My actions are not reflecting my words here. Gonna revoke all that money there? The drama with Vance and Elon? I did not. I've just kind of said, you know what? I just kept looking at the Google, like, election thing. I just kept glancing at the election results. Just to see what the, Oh, it doesn't even have the chart anymore. They gave up. They're like, no, Trump got it. Time to ruin my night? I mean, Trump coming back is, But I mean, Vance and Elon should be, I thought they were, like, more buddy-buddy, right? Elon was like, here, have all the money. Because I have all the money. Because you'll give me even more money. Okay, cards. Because these cards need to be updated too. Hey, this song. I've been listening to this song a lot. In between listening to podcasts. Okay, so... let me go here. Yeah, okay, I did save it as an object, but... I need to remake it. Okay, yeah, rectangle rounded. I think that's fine. Hopefully it'll conform. Well, and I know Vance is just an opportunist who said Trump is just Hitler and then proceeded to be his VP, so... the card, it's a sprite, isn't it? Dadgummit, okay. Okay, then we go grab the sprite. The card back. There it is. Vance has only been a politician for like a year. And Elon and another Billy Bezos. I paid him basically with the out basically with the idea that Trump will be incumbent by the end of 4 years, meaning the president is just in their pocket. No, makes sense. I know, because it's like Trump was like, I'll fix it. You don't even have to worry about elections anymore. That's not... speaking of, that's not the thing I wanted. A random card. Interesting that you could just summon a random card out of the ether. Okay. Man, less than a year? They just picked a guy off the street and said, hey, you're gonna be our dude. Okay, there was a way to do... Oh, custom deck. I just clicked the wrong one. So now back to pictures. That's what I was afraid of, is it was going to be in 2 different spots. This is assuming we don't have another January 6th. I think the Democratic sentiment has been more grief and despair than fuck you, we're gonna fight it. At least off the leftist videos that I've watched is much more a we're gonna fight it by voting even harder instead of a let's go kill some people. Let's go hang the vice president or something. I don't actually know what the goal of the coup was originally. I mean, if there even was a goal, or if it was just a we're mad, we're angry. You're gonna leave because you got the money? To not even spend it on anything? You gotta trickle that money back into the economy. Oh, the width is 3. Height is 3. Number is 9, right? Okay, import. That's looking good. That's looking good. Oh, hell yeah. Oop, not what I meant. Okay. It looks like it might be a bit big. I didn't. Yeah, they're not sized correctly. Boo, hiss, boo, whatever. Not much I could do about that now. Or not much I could do about it in the next 35 minutes. Okay, so that's one set of cards. Well, and I didn't make myself feel any better because I was just watching a video of self-driving cars are not gonna solve anything either. And that man, they had a lot of like good 3D interpretations. They had like full like environmental renders of like here's the hellscape of what a full self-driving car system, at least under like our current capitalist system of like, okay, well, instead of providing more space for people, we're gonna provide more space for self-driving cars, and then just make it illegal to get in front of the self-driving cars and all that, so that we're gonna just end up with these islands of buildings with these floods of self-driving cars. Okay. Yeah, and then that has the correct text. That's why I refreshed all of these. Okay, so then those are working, so I can get rid of that. Y'all need to shrink just a smidge. And I can also add another one. I keep clicking the wrong thing. Why does it pop up with a 2? Okay, then we go back to pictures, and we go to set 3, which doesn't have any art on it, but that's okay. Which is funny, because I have the pixel art, I just didn't have the time to implement it in my system. I just gotta make it to the end of the month. And the move will be done. The kidney stone should be gone and processed. And then this course will be done too. Not that this course has been stressful, but it's been time consuming still. It's been deadlines I've had to worry about within a stressful time of deadlines I have to worry about, so. You look incorrect. Not only because of the text, but also because I just updated the text. Need wormholes. Just get rid of all the cars and go everywhere via wormhole. How difficult can it be to invent wormholes? I mean, we haven't even figured out a theory of everything. We haven't even smashed quantum mechanics and the theory of relativity together, so... I would assume that has to happen before you get to wormholes, but... Well, I just saw a YouTube short of, what's-his-face? Neil deGrasse Tyson. It was like, man, if we had wormholes, then I wouldn't have to wait nearly as long in the airport. Somebody was like, well, you wouldn't have an airport if you had wormholes. I think it kind of depends how a wormhole would work too, because if it's like instant teleportation, I think that would be a little awkward for privacy issues and stuff, but if it's essentially like a faster train network or something. Yeah, it's like if you still had to go somewhere to access the wormhole network, I think would be a... I don't know, teleportation just seems like it would be... Like instant teleportation seems like it would be a scary world to live in. I watched Jumper, that was like an action movie, right? I don't remember how that ended, but... So, why'd you fix this? Excuse me, you fixed this one, but then said, nah, it's still goofed, and that's still goofed. Despite the fact when I look at this here, it's like, yeah, no, it's fine, bruh. Do I just need to, like, click this? Do I just need to click these things? So I move it, and then I move it back. I moved it down, but... So if I just scooch him? Let's just try scooching him a little bit. Just a skosh. Okay, now we do a... I gotta remember that I gotta go take off to join a stream here as well. I'm not just working on this for a while. Somehow this streaming stuff also helps for focus too. Maybe it's because I just inherently talk to myself, but I think it also helps that at any point somebody could look over my shoulder and see what I'm doing, so it's like if I go try to pop open a YouTube video, it'd be a little suspicious. Instead of bus stations and stuff, you had wormhole stations. Wormhole at home would, a wormhole at home would only need one exploit, and now home intrusion everywhere, not a good idea. Yeah, like I said, it's a kind of instant teleportation would be a privacy issue, but I don't know, maybe it's archaic to have an idea of privacy as well. Maybe everything should be as public as heck. I mean, that's certainly what I do with social media. That's what I do with streaming. I'm just like, yep, here's my entire life laid out. Oh wait, I had a king in here too, right? So technically I have 3... Well, I guess I could pull it out of here. So I need to find the kings. Yeah, I was like, I knew it was gonna be weird looking at a new set of characters. Okay, wait, step 1, actually. I was gonna say I need to shrink him, and then I got distracted by let's go find the other king. Okay, yeah, it's another human character. Okay, so now I need to shrink everybody just a smidge. Okay, are you good to be placed next to each other? The answer is yes. Okay. So now we take the kings off of here. I should have done a different king. I'm not gonna switch that now. I have 20 minutes, maybe I could. That's, again, well, it's not a great idea. I don't even have Unity up, and Unity takes for a while to set up. Probably shouldn't be, like, I should probably be using a more standard. Well, it's just because I'm using my silly pixel art. Well, that's the secondary thing, is instead of generating characters, it's because I wanted the insanity of, like, trying to generate cards. And I've moved further away from that. Okay. Oh, because that's the other question, is I just sort of had it be 8 cards for each person. Or I guess, wait, how many did I have? Yeah, no, it was 8 cards per person. So it would be take 8 off the stack here. Okay, wait, is there a different way to, It's a little clunky doing that, but that's okay. Whatever. Can I do like 8 and... No, that... Just kind of grabs them all at once. Whatever. This is working, even if it's not working super well. I guess I could hide it under one of these things. So there's an extra set of cards. It's this invisible chessboard that's underneath this that is causing issues here. Man, now that I've been doing a ton of commuting for work, I'm just like... Riding a train to work would be fantastic. Like, an hour of commuting sucks, but I think it would suck a whole lot less if I were on a train. Being able to do whatever I want. Also, I forgot to go grab water, so I'm gonna do that real quick. What was I doing? What was I yapping about? What was I thinking? I had a thought while I was taking a piss there. I made a note of a bunch of games that I wanted to look at on Steam because they were mentioned in emails, but I don't have my Steam logged in at work. Is this on my wish list? It's not. I do want it on my wish list. Yeah, now that I'm making a card tactics game, I'm like, I kind of want to pick up some more tactics things. This is my Steam account. Weird, because I'm like, I saw these games, and I could have sworn I went and wish listed them. There we go. Just so I could keep chat up, despite the fact that Stream Avatars seems to be saying I have a viewer. Well, I guess that's If there's one person, that's a possibility of a conversation. Okay, and this was the YouTube video about whatever that was. Oh, that was, again, one of those. Yeah, I keep getting those, looking at the game development, like, jobs and stuff, and I'm like, I don't fit this still, even after 10 years of nonsense. I've made many, many mistakes. That is what I was thinking the other day, was I need to, just sit and make some, like, small mobile game things. Because I've done stuff. Like, I was playing Hoplite again, because I got a new phone. And, I had a craving to play some more Hoplite again, and I was like, I absolutely love this game, and I don't think there is a lot of, like, small tactics games on mobile. I like tactics games on mobile, because I can just set my phone down, and, okay, this one I didn't actually see what this was. What are these screenshots? Okay, not live action. What in the heck? What in the world is this? Is he supposed to look like the senator from Metal Gear Raiden or whatever it is? Revengeance? Yes, you did. In fact, see that there was 3,000 games in my... Okay, I don't know what this is. This looks very story-heavy RPG kind of thing. That, this looks kind of wild, whatever it is, but... No, too fancy. Too AAA. Too much time. Well, a lot of what I do for my wish list is I throw a game on a wish list just so that I could keep up to date with it. Where I'm like, you know what? I do want to have a notification or two about how Marathon's doing. And I think I did manage to get rid of the free-to-play games on my wish list as well. Because I had a fair amount of those on there where it's like, well, it's free. I probably should just actually play the game instead of, or, you know, say I want the game instead of put it on a wish list. But yeah, okay, so 3,000, 3232. Oh, no, it's up to 3237. But yes, I have no clue what's on here. It's pretty much just any, yeah, you can't even, I would say I wish list every single game on Steam, but there is the occasional thing where I say, no, not for me. When it's like a visual novel or something, I'm like, no, I'm not going to throw that on my wish list. But there's probably a good chunk of these that I do not. With 22 games. That's a little more, makes a little more sense. Yeah, okay, some of these I'm just like, I don't remember what, like, this is. Oh, this was that, JRPG looking game. Okay, this one, it looks a little less familiar. I don't know what that is. Oh, this was the DLC for the game I never finished. As in, I never finished it like 30 times or whatever. I played it through once, and then I think got part of the way into the second storyline, and... Dude, I remember this. This was that, like, really fancy-looking zombie game. Release date 2020. Okay, and then it's one of those, like, I actually remember more of these than I would have expected. 16 haven't released? Let's see, that seems like an actual, like... wish list of stuff. Well, and I do have my list of like, indie games to play. Like, I do have the Google sheet of, like, here's the stuff that I started, and then here's the stuff that I, which I guess, that's still 130. Well, no, okay, these are completed, so that doesn't count, but, so 100 games. This is closer to my actual wish list of games I want to actually play. Or have played. Like, some of these were, I did start them, but then for some reason or another did not finish them. I was kind of thinking about doing that as like next year's, whatchamacallit, New Year's resolution, was to say, let's just play these things, or let's just play the ones that I have bought, or like all this stuff that I've kickstarted. I have so many games that I've kickstarted that, category it's gonna be under for having me join to show off a game, because I did just kind of throw mine under Tabletop Simulator. But speaking of which, I should be finishing with this. So is this all good to go? That is vaguely updated, even if it looks wrong. That is, should be kind of sort of up to date. The cards are up to date now. Oh, I was thinking about possibly going into here and generating another set of cards. 10 minutes? That's possible, right? It's not a good idea. I could just do the king separately too. Wait, this was the one that was a human king, right? When I have 2 human kings. Yeah, okay, so let's switch you out with something else. And then do I remember my nonsense of code to figure out exactly what... okay, glitch is not anything. Do a demon then. Okay, so then we do this. There we go. Okay, so... and I could just snip that out of there. Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I put the snip tool on my many things on my hotbar there. And then goof up the sizing on it, that's fine. Should probably be using an actual tool for this, but that's... oh, and then it's gonna be... okay, so that's that, and then we go over to here, because I'm a madman that doesn't know how to do anything correctly. I have not learned from many, many years of doing whatever projects. That's not a file, is it? There we go. Okay, let me do a little bit of this. Nope, I knew you were gonna do that. Well, okay, I didn't know it enough to prevent it, but I'm trying to get in a better habit of, like, it's not a mistake. It's a decision. It's just, there's no problem with it. Okay, no, wait, you're... excuse me. That's not what I wanted at all. Where was the king that I just snipped out of there? Currently doing a long Unreal Engine course. It's gonna take a while to finish. Like a smaller web game to build on itch.io. That's cool. UE5 has no web build option, so I guess Unity for that. I'm pretty sure Unreal has a web build option. I could have sworn I was testing some web build games from Game Jam stuff. There we go, this one. I don't know that it was a good web build player, but I think it existed at least. But yeah, I haven't messed it. Why is this sad? Wow, this looks pixelated as heck. Let's try that again. Did I just snip it wrong? Okay, the other ones were like 300, right? This one's only 200 something. Okay, whatever. I need to be worrying about getting onto the string. So export it as whatever, I guess. Sure, why not? And then we'll get rid of one of these. Let's say import a card. Man, I'm out of practice. I'm out of practice on streaming. I'm just like zoning out here, and it's barely... it hasn't even been an hour. Yeah, it's been almost a comical amount of vacillating between feeling good and feeling bad. And then the two wolves fighting in me. Of I like myself, I don't like myself. I might know something. Oh no, I'm actually a complete and total idiot. I think more recently been feeling stressed and depressed, but Okay, wait, I need to save this. This whole thing that I just did here. Let's not forget that, too. Okay, save the game. What do you mean V1? I clicked the V2, and then you... Okay. Sure, whatever. Be dumb, I guess. Yeah, and then you can save it with the same name. Okay, wait, can I... Okay, now let's just set this up with, like, let's do red versus blue. And then we can hide you under here. There we go. Okay, so now we can hit save. This one, save it. No! Deadgummit. Okay, let's undo the thing that let's redo the thing I just did. Yeah, see, again, that's not a mistake, that is a... Okay, you're supposed to be there, you're supposed to be there. Well, we'll blame the software. We'll blame not me for my mistake. Okay, it's because it's a save game thing that... Can I just hit the end of this so I can change the number? You goof. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see how this goes. Probably a very bad idea to be adding new cards in for a test. But that's okay, whatever. So Discord. It was the Discord. There we go.
Hello.
And let's up the volume so I can actually hear.
That's a good plan.
There we go.
Okay. How you doing, Ryan?
Good.
Good to hear.
And I have my stream up and going already.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know how to do the co-streaming thing, but I thought it'd be kind of fun.
Oh yeah, no, that's more than happy, you know. Get my settings change from SoulForge Fusion to Tabletop Simulator here. Okay. I believe Jason is running to the restroom, and then he'll be here to join us.
And I need to put the server info somewhere. Let's see if I can find it in an old chat list. There we go.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome, Jason.
Hello.
And I'm gonna drag us down to the Twitch room here real quick, in case so no one else hops in. Okay. Hello. Room here.
Hello, everyone.
Jason, I'll go ahead and send you that information real quick.
Cool. Squad, I take it? Is that what it is?
Bump Squad.
Yeah.
Did you say Geek Squad?
I said Bump Squad.
Okay.
No, never use the Geek Squad. My experience wasn't great, but let's see here.
And then we are currently live on Ryan's stream here, and we'll be going live on ours here in a second.
Awesome.
Because we know what a potty mouth you have, and just wanted to warn you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't swear a lot, but I don't stop myself from swearing either.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know what you normally do for your stream there, so better safe than sorry, you know. And not that I think Jason was gonna go off on, you know, some tirade here, but
I'm not losing yet, Lucas.
got it. Okay, I think then we have our thing here, so I'll go ahead and turn on our stream there if you guys are ready for that. I'll just do a quick little introduction. Okay. And we're gonna flip the switch here in. Oh wait, do I have the Twitch up? Yes, I do. Okay, great. Flipping my switch here in 3, 2, 1. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Stoneblade Wednesday stream. My name is Lucas, and today we are going to be playing a game here from Ryan, who's a part of our Think Like a Game Designer mastery course called Bump Squad. I am joined by Ryan, who's going to be pitching us the game and showing us through it here, and then Jason as well. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing awesome, man. I'm super excited to be a part of the Bump Squad here. Excited to see what Ryan's cooked up for us, and excited to take you down in a game of Bump Squad.
Exactly.
And I'm excited to get some more eyeballs on this, especially because I added some new cards and tweaked some things. So.
Yeah. And as always, I love your your pixel art style. I just think they're very charming. So already A+. So why don't you go ahead and give us the your elevator pitch? We'll start with that.
Shoot, and I was just remaking the pitch. It's just because the originally it had the words like King of the Hill, because you're bumping characters off of the board, but enough people said that doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. So, experience momentum-based movement in the fast-paced card battler Bump Squad. Build and maneuver your squad using crazy card combos to bump your opponent off the board and claim victory in the arena.
Nice, short, sweet.
Yeah,
and I kind of get an idea what the game's about. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's good. People just didn't let you mention King of the Hill there originally. People were like, not really.
Well, it was a matter of thinking of it as like a territory game as opposed to like a.
Okay.
It's funny because that was kind of the original. Like that's why there's like the crown on there is just. I was trying to think of a game that is a very simple grokkable kind of thing, and that just pushing somebody off of a hill.
Yeah.
It was why I was thinking King of the Hill, but yeah, it does have some other connotations. So.
I think maybe when people think King of the Hill, they think of like there's a point on a map, but in reality, right now, this entire thing is the hill that we're battling over. So
Yeah.
all right, cool. Jason and I did a quick peek at the rules, but why don't you just give us the quick rundown?
Yep. So the goal is to bump the opponent's king off the map. To do that, you have 2 actions. You must take one of them, and it's either move up to 2 spaces orthogonal, or you can summon a unit, which is take a unit from your hand, so you'll have a hand of 3 cards, and place a unit anywhere on the board. And then the thing that takes a while to explain is the actual bumping that I really just need to slap some pictures on there to explain it. But the bumping is momentum based. So here, with these 2 kings next to each other, this king is bumping into this king by moving into its space and then bumping it 1 space away. or in the scenario here, it's moving 2 spaces in a single direction, so this would bump 2 spaces. But if it's not a consecutive subsequent direction, then it would be bumping it 1 space, like that.
Got it. So how many ever spaces you are away in orthogonal movements would be how many spaces you push them away when you come into contact with them.
Yeah, and if something moves and bumps, it'll bump down the line.
Gotcha.
And so same here is if this moved and bumped, this would move and bump, and then bump that off.
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Honestly, as you mentioned, this was, I think, easier to describe with showing us the movement on the board. Pictures will be great for the rulebook.
yeah. I was updating the cards and I didn't have a chance to update the rulebook. It's just been a very hectic, busy week for me, and I'm gonna have another hectic, busy week next week too. So.
Oh, no worries. Well, cool. Okay, so.
Other small rules being, if you bump an opponent off the board, you get another turn, and then anything that's bumped off is discarded.
Okay, cool. Do we draw cards at some point during the turn? Or
Yeah, so you'll start
start
your hand with 3, and then at the end of your turn, you'll draw back up to 3.
Now, do we have the same decks?
No, they're different decks of cards, and then there's a hidden set of 8 more cards there.
Oh,
So.
okay, cool. All right, so we have different decks, and each of these have some cool abilities. Okay. I guess it's who wants to go first. I guess is the. Oh, never mind. There is a rule for that. I remember reading about it. Whoever the last player who stood on top of a hill determines who starts.
Yeah, and now that I got rid of King of the Hill as a phrase, it doesn't make as much sense. So I might just do like a randomly determine who starts or something.
Last on the hill is pretty funny, though. I'll give you that.
All right, Lucas. Why don't you go first?
Sure. Let's go ahead. Mostly because I just think it's funny. I'm going to go ahead and use my summon action. I'm going to play a Scarecrow right next to Jason.
Whoa!
And when it comes into play, bump adjacent units away. Boink.
Okay.
And so that would be
That's
your
my
turn
whole turn.
essentially?
Yep.
And then you draw back up to 3 cards. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Let's see. So now my king is pretty vulnerable here, I take it, right? I'm next to the edge, and I lose as soon as he's off the edge, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see if I have anything in my hand that I can play.
Yeah, and I'm not sure about the balance of these cards. Scarecrow seems to be pretty powerful.
Okay, and I can move a unit up to 1, so I can move 2 spaces with any of the rank combinations. Okay, so looks like I could. When placed, all allies move in a chosen direction, so I could move. I could move him up 1. Is that right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and I still need to figure out the like the glossary for words on like other allies or including this and stuff like that.
Okay. And so once I place, it's only 1 space I take, and I'm moving with this. Is that right? Not moving 2 spaces.
Yeah, just the 1 space.
Okay, so this would put me safe, I guess, for now. Okay. He could bump me essentially off here. Is that right? With the 2, he can move up to 2. Is that right? No, he has to move from 2 here. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's a safe place. Okay. Go ahead, Lucas. I draw it back up to 3.
Okay. Does me going 1 and then 2 win the game?
No, because it doesn't.
Move into it.
Yeah, move into.
Space. Got it. Okay.
And you can move like up, and you don't have to move in the same direction. You can move and then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, 2 spaces orthogonal. I didn't put a rule for like. I guess technically you could move back to the same spot, but.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
I don't know if it would help you. And yeah, I don't know if that makes it so you can like stall by just sitting in the same spot, but
Let's just go ahead and we'll corner you in. Go ahead.
Not really a fan of that. Chosen direction. So if I bump you, you only go back one. I feel, yeah, I'm feeling like I need to get away from this edge. Let's see. Ooh. This seems pretty nasty. Okay, so if I place this, I mean, like, what does remove adjacent units mean? Does that mean like I could just remove a king? I take it should be non-king.
King can't be removed.
Ah, it says right there on the card. All right, cool. Then get your scarecrow out of here, Lucas.
Goodbye, Mr. Scarecrow. Okay. Now if he moves 1, 2, I'm dead.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine, Lucas.
Well, if everything's fine, then great. I'm just gonna put a rock behind me.
Ah, nice. Oh, yeah, I had to draw a card. I forgot. Okay.
I mean, you also could have just killed the demon as well.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I could have done that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yep. Okay. You know what? I'm happy with my rock. I'll take it.
All right, so now he's giving me the opportunity to move his rock off the board, I guess. So how would this
can't
work?
be moved or
Oh,
bounced.
never mind. Okay. All right, gotcha. Interesting. Okay, so if I place this here, so this is instead of its move action. Is that basically what this is doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so this wouldn't do anything the turn I play it. I take it.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me think about that then. Oh, this is interesting. So I could place this, and then when I move, use these. That's pretty cool.
Like, this is interesting is the phrase that I've heard the most when showing off this game.
Yeah, there's just some different combinations.
To be fair,
here.
that's a very common Jasonism.
Very true. So I want to put this somewhere where I can copy adjacent allies' move.
Yeah, this one is one of those ones that I don't entirely know how to expand the phrasing on it, but it is supposed to be like you attach it to a character and it becomes part like a blob. You know, moves as a unit
okay.
essentially.
Basically, yeah. So like, if it's adjacent to say my demon and my demon moves, he follows suit. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the intent.
Yes, that's kind of how I took it.
Okay. Lucas could knock me off here. I guess I'm gonna move to you. I should probably play a card. All right, let's block here. All right.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go 1. Push this guy 1, 2.
You have to move into this, right? To do that, don't you?
Yeah. Do I move into it, or if because I would move into it, I stop here?
Yeah, you stop there. All the momentum is
Oh,
transferred.
Okay, cool.
So
I
it's
didn't know that. Okay.
it's a billiard-inspired movement system,
Yeah. Okay.
or
Because I was running
Newton's
at
cradle.
speed.
So now, if I move this guy here, this guy will move. If I move him up, he will move up. You could bump that. Up to... How do I get your king off the board? Let's remove this one.
Once you figure that out, you're golden. I'll tell you that.
Alright, I think we're gonna go here, and then this will move here.
Yep.
just one.
Yeah, and I just threw these new cards in here, so
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I think in general, just be how balanced you want it to be. Does me playing Mummy right here just push the king away for the win?
Yeah,
Cannot,
that would
cannot
work.
be removed.
Yeah, but it's just moving you.
Yep, it would be. That would be unfortunate.
Goodbye.
Alrighty.
Okay. I think honestly, other than the mummy, like I think just the mummy and the scarecrow are just two solid cards here. I feel like a lot of what you have here is fun. It's a very unique movement system that takes a moment to like wrap your head around. But once you do, it's very charming. But I think a lot of it for me is going to come down to the decisions of how do you give which player what cards. Obviously, things like the mummy and scarecrow are pretty strong, but if you do it like on does everyone get a certain power level of cards, or do they just come in like pre-assigned decks with themes, and then mixing them up is up to the players if they want to do that. So,
Yeah, is your intention, is this to be like a living card game, I take it? Like one box set, or is it like, what was your plan as far as like, would it be boosters, or would there be like, is it, you would get, a different theme or a different pack of these guys, and you'd keep adding new sub-themes, essentially?
I was thinking of doing like boosters or something, but I think I don't really know. I want to expand it in some way. I want to have some way to expand it, but I'm not sure whether I want to do like here's a set of cards, here's a set, like a themed set, or if it's here's a booster, you mix them all up and play with that.
I think that'll depend on as well as like what if you make it yourself or if you pitch to a company, what kind of stuff that company likes to do. Because I can imagine something like Smash Up, like it's a one board game box, and then you're like, oh, I can buy a new set to just expand upon things. There's not really I have to go buy a bunch of card packs to get a complete set. It's I'm gonna go buy the new set that came out and add it to my previous box. I think it's fine, but yeah, I think that there's a lot of flexibility to go in that direction or into a more collectible card sort of thing.
Yeah, how many of these different kind of characters do you have right now?
It's this set of 24, although.
And you had some more over here.
Or yeah, the Three Kings would not count in that, so it's 24 right now.
Have you tried playing this? Is this strictly a two-player game? Have you tried playing it? Is there, was there a variant where you were trying with more than two players, or?
With an old rule set, I was messing around with more players, and I do want to mess around with more players again at some point, but haven't gotten to it again.
Yeah, configure it, and it'll just be a different style of board or whatnot. Saying more than two players kind of reminds me of like the Mario Party mini game where you're all on a bunch of little roller balls and trying to knock each other off a platform. And I think there's something real fun about like bumper car party board game. That just sounds like a fun time. On top of having a fun game, having a good theme around it as well.
I like the bumping mechanic. I think whether or not I take it you've been testing with like are players having a fixed deck, or is this always variable? Like, are these switching up constantly? Is there like drafting portion could be interesting too? Like, is there a strategic way of like me, I'm playing against somebody else, can I draft my army ahead of time? Is it randomized? Is it always a fixed like set that I'm playing with?
Yeah, right now I've just tested with random decks.
Okay.
And there was like an earlier Yeah, there was an earlier version that I did abstract, where I said like, okay, here's your like 4 cards, and then if it gets knocked off, it gets put back into this, so that you could play it again.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like Lucas like a variant of like, you know, or more advanced player or whatever. But like if we had like we're passing around, if there's 3 of us or 4 of us and we're playing a game, and like you have you're drafting you're picking one, passing to the left or something, it could be interesting, kind of constructing your team that way. It could be a fun variant.
Yeah, and I love that kind of stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely want to mess with that at some point.
Yeah, I think having that rule set, or like 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 a pre-selected. Here's 2 different for beginners or whatnot. Here's some pre-selected teams. I love the drafting aspect in games like this. Other people sadly don't, but boring. Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
think a lot of what comes down for me on this is just kind of be messing with, because I think for a quick game, having a 5x5 map makes sense. If you wanted to expand the length of the game, bigger board, and then just kind of however you balance out the powers, because things like the Scarecrow or Mummy are okay, and obviously like we haven't taken a close look at all the cards here. Maybe there's some other ones that are pretty immediately powerful. Uh,
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, there was definitely a couple of them that seemed pretty like it felt like you just wanted to keep your king towards the center. I guess that is the king of the hill aspect, that you constantly want to keep your king closer to the center because there's a bunch of cards that could push you away. Like you could just play the fact that you can always place next to any other character on the board, right? So I imagine you're just kind of exploring all the design space with the variety of these. Has this been a challenge for you? Like look how many. I think you have like 20 different kind of guys here or characters. Has it been a challenge, or is there plenty of design space there for you think?
I've found it fairly easy to come up with more ideas
Okay.
and things, and that's like these are all like generated characters. So I like I was messing around with the digital version that was trying to generate characters based on like, yeah, here's a randomized trigger with a randomized action
Okay,
kind of
got
thing
it.
as well.
okay.
So,
Wow, interesting.
but I was trying to explore more of like like a lot of these cards are trying to like explore the space a lot more
Mm-hmm.
than just kind of rigidly saying here's the trigger, here's the action.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
think.
mean,
Oh, go ahead,
go ahead,
Jason.
Lucas.
No, you first.
I just love like it's very easy to learn, right? Like the rules are very short, simple. I think it's kind of an adore. I love the artwork. I think the mechanic can be fun. I think some cards were a little bit of a head scratcher for me, but I think I think the bumping mechanic can be pretty fun. There would be thoughts of like, have you probably plenty of ideas like you could actually have. You have a board here. You could actually add some components to a board if you wanted, like certain hexes to be like you have rock here already, right? So I feel like there's plenty of design space here, and I like I imagine game length is pretty short, right? Um, in your estimation, I don't know how the game's gone, 10, 15 minutes, I take it, sometimes shorter than that, depending on if you have scarecrows or.
Yeah, it's been about 15 minutes,
Okay.
maybe like 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, and I haven't played too much with like repeated players to see, okay, they know the rules, how fast can
Mm-hmm.
they do a game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might.
Oh,
Go
you
ahead.
got.
Oh, go ahead. No, we're just gonna.
Man, this is really just a day in the life of a Stoneblade employee, is trying to talk when other
Yeah.
people are. Yeah, I think a lot for me is just like it's gonna be the tiny tweaks that are next. Because otherwise the rules are short and sweet, and I'd hate to take anything away from those. And it felt just like, oh, this is the game, this is how it plays. Great. Uh, Figuring out the I think the only questions in my mind right now are, should you be able to place anything on the board anywhere? Because that restriction in itself would breed more obviously I can't just, I can have stronger abilities and cards because now I have to play them possibly closer to myself, or maybe that's just something that's on the card that says I have to be played next to a king or something like that. So, yeah, I think it's more in component design here. I think the engine's pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was playing a game with Barry and Michael where I had a card that just wiped the board, so that it was kind of just the two kings, and that was just kind of a dance around the board of like I don't know how to push the other person off. So I think there is some end game tweak that I need to do as well.
Yeah, it could be just maybe the next phase is just tightening it up. Because I agree with Lucas. I think the engine feels pretty good, and I think it's just maybe you just want to like, at this phase, it's like pick out a set of characters that you're going to use for and just consistently play through it, just to kind of get a really good feel for consistency in playing the game. So I think I like the engine. I think it maybe just tightening up what you think like an optimal starting set of characters would be, and then just getting repetition in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think just giving some starter decks and just really focusing on the simplicity of like how do the games normally go here. I think with the character selection that you currently have, you're proving that like there is a wide range of abilities that you can give things, which is good. But now I think if you just work on some simpler, or just put the simpler ones together in packs, you'll start to see a little bit more of what players naturally do without some of the more unique abilities.
And I wonder
Yeah.
if it's even like I imagine in the beginning, did you ever have like multiple copies or multiple like indexing? Like are there some games? Can you imagine playing with like a piece that there's 2 or 3 of like an orc or?
Yeah, no, that is entirely something I was thinking of, is doing something like slime, where it's like, oh, you if there's a whole bunch of these and one of them moves, then the whole pile would move, so you'd have one giant slime blob moving around.
Yeah,
So
it just helps with. I like that, but I just think it would help with complexity for like learning. Like people are learning the game, like having to analyze and understand like a variety of different characters can be. It can be a little steep at first, but like if you just like, I was just curious if you ever thought like you had like 3 copies of this or 2 copies of another one, it could be, a little easier as a non-ramping experience, I think. But
I was doing a fair amount of like, yeah, how wide can I go with the
exactly, I could tell
abilities and
that, like
stuff.
exploring some of the
So,
space. I was like, well, I'm not sure how this exactly works on some
well,
of
yeah,
these,
as you
but
could tell, like the ones that don't have art are like the
yeah,
newest ones.
exactly.
So
I'm like, okay, it seems like this is kind of breaking the rules a little bit, but cool, man. Yeah, I love a lot about this game. I mean, engine's cool. I love the art, like Lucas was saying. It's just like these are so cool. The style, yeah.
yeah, and the design goal was to do a numberless version of a card game, like a strategy card game, and it took me a while to get to that point. So I'm glad that it's working.
I like the photo you have of your physical prototype. This gives you a good feel of like what it'll look like in person.
Yeah, and as you could tell from the photo there too, is that I was keeping it small enough component wise that it can be, if you wanted to, you could just use the cards that you're not using as the board. So.
Yeah, that brings in some other space. This could be like as simple as this is a tiny little, almost card box size game, and you just lay them out like that to make your grid. Or the other direction is a nice full board and some little plastic figurines with abilities on their base. So having that spread will be is nice and flexible for you.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions or things that you've been trying to focus on recently that can lend some brain power towards, or maybe your thoughts and feelings on something in particular?
Oh, I guess I did say the blurb at the beginning of what the game is in terms of fast-paced card battler, momentum-based movement, and stuff like that. Because I was also trying to figure out the wording on that, because I was calling it an expandable abstract for a while before switching it back to calling it a tactical card battler, just because I've leaned more into the kind of randomness of card design.
Yeah, calling it abstract is, I don't know. For me, like this, obviously, like there's not like a cohesive theme thing. Like we have a wide variety of different types of characters: fantasy, a cat, bee. I think adding the thing is experience momentum based movements immediately makes me think is like, what does he mean by that? And I think of that in a good way. Of I'm curious now of like what do you mean by this and how does it play? I think it's a solid elevator pitch. Do you have any thoughts there, Jason?
No, I think it was pretty. His pitch sounded really good to me. I had a good idea of what we were going to be playing, and I thought it came off pretty well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you lost anything by removing the King of the Hill aspect, or changing it from abstract to a tactical card game.
Yeah, I think I've done a good job of hitting the midpoint between a card game and an abstract game, so it's made it harder for how to say, is this more card game or is this more abstract?
Mm-hmm. And having the flexibility there and like acknowledging of that can give you like different avenues that you can take in developing this game in terms of art style and theming. So cool.
You want to battle one more time, Lucas?
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind doing another.
We went through a game here pretty quick. Let's give you a shot at revenge.
Is there another setup, or does it matter how we shuffle these together?
Yeah, like I said, right now I'm just doing random, so.
Sure. Let's group it all together and shuffle up.
Cool. There were a couple off, I think, that were off to the side. I didn't know if they were separated for a specific reason.
No, that was just so that you'd have even decks.
Okay.
I think if I were to take some off to the side, it'd be all the ones that don't have art. Okay. all the ones that I just added.
And it was 8 cards in the deck?
Yeah. Yeah, and I haven't messed with that number just because that's really all that I had designed, without doing like clones of cards. But
have you gotten to a point where like you run out of cards, or in your deck? Is there a shuffling? No, if you run out of cards that you're drawing, has that happened in a game yet?
I think Barry and Michael got to that point.
Okay. At some point, then you would just end up losing your king if you don't have any more.
Yeah, and like I said, that's where they got to the point of like it was just the 2 kings, and they were just kind of dancing around each other. And I don't know how to deal with that as an end game, because I know like even chess has that as
exactly.
Yeah,
so.
I would argue I don't think you want that. So just having a rule of maybe once you run out of your deck, reshuffle and redraw. Because I think the fun of the game will be more in the playing down your creative and unique units rather than, oh hey, I played a board control game of just knocking my opponent's pieces off as soon as they played them. I don't think there's not too much excitement I can imagine in just 2 people chasing around for a moment.
Yeah. But I hadn't thought of like just refresh the deck as well. So, but yeah, like looking at the version where it's just you lay out the cards as the board, I was also like, oh well, if you you could narrow the size of the board by just taking the cards off too. So
you could have the sudden death sort of thing where the outermost ring of cards is or ring is gone, or you cut off a column after X amount of time.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, harder to do with a physical board than it is to do with just laying out the cards as a board. But
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jason, why don't you start us off?
Okay. Let's see here. So instead of moving, slide in one direction until adjacent to a unit. So I could. So how would this affect? So if I were to move next turn, I could move all the way to here. I take it. Does that count as like bumping into this guy?
yep. So that's the power
I
of
would
that.
just stop. I would just stop here. Right? Basically, is what I would do. Slide in one direction until adjacent to a unit.
I did want it to be that it was. It gives you the power to slide the king off the
Awesome.
board.
Love it.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Or secondarily, that if you tried to move it somewhere else, it would just go off the board. So you have to have a unit to stop it.
I
Okay.
got it.
Cool. I like it.
Well, we'll counter the cool slip and slidey guy with a mummy.
And plays the closest unit. Oh, yeah. That card again. Okay.
You know what? In efforts of wanting to try a different card, I'm gonna discard that scarecrow and just grab a new card to add to my deck.
Yeah, and I was trying to balance the like bumps a card with like this only bumps one specific card, or like this is supposed to bump all the units, so it's like, oh, if you had something of your own that you didn't want bumped off. But it seems like it's a little too easy to just say this specific unit.
Yeah, I think with such a small board, one space takes you from either to like the innermost circle or like getting trying not to die immediately. That's where the power of these sort of cards will come in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, on a small board, this thing is going to be really, really powerful, I imagine. So you constantly always have to make sure you're within, the center nine X's. Okay. Let's see here. What do I want to play? This is interesting. So instead of moving, this thing can move. Okay. So instead of moving, choose basic move or bump all units away. So this would be during my next, right? I can't move it now, so it would be next turn. I could decide to push this away and this away, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I liked it. The cat is not happy here, Lucas.
Okay. We'll walk around to the side of the cat then.
Oh, I draw a card. Okay.
Go ahead.
Interesting. Alright, so I want to do some here. So I could actually... So I can get rid of this mummy, right?
And you would get another turn off of that too.
Oh, okay. Alright. Get out of here.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
It stays here. It doesn't move into.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Alright, so that got knocked off. I get another play here, which is great. And I can... Another turn means I get to play... It's a turn, right? It's
Yeah, yeah.
Another action. Okay, cool. So, what do I want to do now? I could move one, bump him back one, or I could take this action again, right? I could move him away. Sure. I'll move you one away, Lucas.
Okay. I'll go here. Play a merfolk.
Adjacent to an ally may move again, so you can move twice if you're adjacent to an ally. That's interesting. So I want to make sure you're not adjacent to an ally, I guess. Let's move my king up one and knock you back one.
Bounce away. Okay. I will go 1, 2, and that chain reacts to knock the cat off.
There you go.
Then I get to go again. one to bounce this
Move me
guy
back
one away.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
To play a storybook, which seems pretty powerful. Can't do anything to the king, but it's good at getting rid of other pieces, it looks like.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I do like the idea of refreshing the deck, because there's a lot of cards that are just good at removing stuff. So as long as there's stuff to remove, it should stay interesting.
Yeah, otherwise you might just too often get into a state where it is the chess problem, right? Where it's just like kings kind of moving around. 2 ships in the night, yep.
What go 1, 2, bounce that way.
Interesting. So now if I bump you here, that's good. Wait, if I remove a unit, I get to go again? Is that this thing seems insane if that's how it works?
If it's bumped off the board and removed.
Okay, so not removing it, then so it has to be bumped. So if I do that, then Lucas just gets to
Win.
win, which I don't want to happen. Big ghost in front of you, Lucas.
Ooh.
Can't bump me.
Can't bump a ghost. We know
Nope.
that. That's a scientific fact right there. Okay. Let's can't bump or be bumped. Okay, so I'm not in a huge threat there. You know what? I'm all down for chaos. I'm gonna play a goblin. When placed, summon a random opponent unit from their hand for them. Whee!
Wait, what happened? Whoa. When placed, summon a random opponent unit from
Yeah,
your hand.
you're getting a free summon. Do I get to
Okay,
pick
I'll
where it
take it.
goes?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I'm throwing this off in the corner. Whoop! What does the B do? When moving off the board, this loops to the other.
Oh, thank you, my friend. So,
he's a fast one. Okay, cool.
alright, so how do I get your king out of here? Sensitive moving, sensitive bumping. Okay, so I can remove a bump unit. So I could remove this guy from the board. What does the goblin do? One place summon over. Okay, you did that already.
Yeah.
So I could bump or be bumped. So I kind of, yeah.
I stopped myself here.
Yeah, funny enough, the ghost ends up being more of a wall than a.
I basically just put a brick right, which is cool.
And Lucas played that. So what can I do? I can't.
Yeah, I was trying to do like a you can't touch a ghost, but then it ended up being like a well, nobody else could touch it either. So
Yes, I will. Space. Interesting. Wow, you were definitely thinking outside the box with some of these. I'll tell you that.
Like this thing, so this means like there's an additional space.
yeah, I was pretty much just grabbing that one directly off of Hive.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like, oh, this is very interesting. I think so. Can't bump, so I could just remove this, right? If I take his guy, sure. I'll just take your guy out here, Lucas. So, which means I don't get to go again, but that guy's off the board.
Yep. That guy's deleted. That's your pile. Okay. Gotta get some fellas over on this side. No, I can't. If I play something right there, it just immediately dies. let's go ahead and go. Nope, that will kill me if I go 1-2 bump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Actually, the ghost can protect me here. This is if I go there. Okay. Let's go ahead and play werewolf.
They're moving swap positions with another unit. Okay, so next turn you can swap positions with any unit. That is interesting.
Oh,
So
that's mislabeled. I was like, that's the alien ability. Shoot, I didn't update that one correctly, but that's okay.
okay, so it's not the werewolf, is what we're saying, but the ability still exists. Okay,
Yeah.
So,
Okay, cool.
all right, we're getting low on cards here, so I have to make the best of what we have, and I probably want to be. Let's see, when moving off the board, so I could that's kind of interesting. I could move to here essentially. He's removing adjacent units. I can't remove that guy, which is really annoying. And then the goblin. Then you can swap next turn? I don't like
Yep.
that. I will...
Yeah, that's another one that's been fairly powerful. Is to just swap with anything, so...
It's like, oh, my king's in a great spot, and now it's like in the corner, like, yeah, I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with that. So if I place this here, you're just going to bump me, which is pretty bad. And you get a free king, kill my guy, go again. All I'm doing is removing your werewolf, but I think I need to get rid of your werewolf. So I don't know what else to do. Go ahead.
That seems fair. Yeah, we'll start by killing the demon.
How dare you?
Going again. Ha ha ha. Man, we got such a weird lockdown here. This can't be bumped, and then if I want to like try and make an advancement here, the storybook guy has my number.
Yeah, a couple of the designs are just like kind of fighting against the natural flow of like the ghost. So you think you get a rock last time too, which is like.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Because, you know, I'm always in the mood for chaos. We'll do the toy. To activate one place, activate adjacent unit abilities. I'm going to go ahead and activate the goblin because it's funny to me. And whoop! Oh, I grabbed both. I don't want that. This one.
You keep putting my guys so far away. Alright. When removed, summon this again. Okay, so what can I do? I guess I need to move. I can move here. King is in a good spot. He's safe. So I guess it is. Cannot be bumped instead of bumping. I think I'm supposed to go here. You can't get rid of this guy. Or maybe I go to the top and I go here. Alright, I'll do that.
Sure. I'm gonna go 1, 2. Push that guy over there.
You're pushing your. Okay, interesting. I will go 1, 2. Yeah, I'll go here.
Let's do it again. 1, 2, and then I'll knock off storybook here. I get to go again. We'll draw for the end of the turn there. I'm gonna go ahead and play Cookie, who is going to go ahead and become Jason's card, and Cell is going to become my card.
What? So I don't control it anymore?
Yep.
Oh no, that's not good for me. I feel like I'm getting squeezed here. So I've got these two pieces. I've got these three. This can't. That'd be fun to orb people. I could move this. If I move this here, you take me out. I feel like I am in bad shape. If I go here, I don't think you can take me out. But I can't really get your king. Okay, so if I move my king forward, or actually if I just move my b forward, I knock everybody down, right?
No,
Interesting.
It'll conga line, so only Cookie gets knocked this way.
Ah, that's how it is. It's not a chain. Got it. And then you would move forward and knock 2 and knock b off. Okay. This is seeming pretty bad for me then. I'm just gonna move here. Good.
I will start by having Cell move into the king and bounce him that way.
Yeah. Okay. Now I could move 2 essentially and knock that guy back to here, and then you would knock me forward and knock my guy off essentially, right?
No, because we'd then be. I could move this guy here. 1, 2. Yep. That'd be how that would work. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's much I can necessarily do at this point. Your king is in a pretty safe spot here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I go 1, 2, knock off Cookie, and then I can go 1, 2, and knock off the king.
All right.
Good game. All right.
It goes kind of backfired a little bit.
Yeah, I think that'll be one of the important things in the this part of design is things like the ghost and the rock really fight in the way of what the game wants to do.
Yeah, there's a couple of cards that kind of
Which makes sense, 'cause
revolve
that
the whole
makes-
the whole game around them, like when the teleport shows up.
Yeah.
That's one of those ones that like has to be immediately dealt with. So
Yeah, and I don't know if
Yeah.
that's necessarily a bad thing either. It's just I think after playing X number of games, if you find out that the ghost causes this weird kind of stalemate situation for too long, then maybe it's too powerful or not helpful towards the game in the way you want it to be. But if it only acts this way only so many number of times, then I think that's fine. My deck just didn't have any removal, so didn't really have any way of dealing with the ghost either, which in itself is another thing that the system there of either drafting or just building your little pile of cards would help. Like, oh no, there's this one powerful thing that they want to play. Well, I guess I should run the removal or run the one that moves adjacent units but doesn't bump them or whatnot.
yeah, no, and I like the idea of messing with drafting, but I think it's harder to do as like an introductory thing.
Oh yeah, that part is not important right now for sure. I think if you for now I think it's make 2 quote unquote starter decks with some of the more simple abilities. Not saying you can't like have any of the fun ones in there, and just have those play against each other to feel things out a little bit. I think you'll be in a good spot.
Yeah, at least you'll get some consistency, right, in repetition in the games to get a real feel for it. But I get that you're exploring a lot of the design space, and there's a lot of cool little designs here. But I think I would just try to tighten it up, and so not too many things that are fighting against the natural mechanics of the game. And I think that would be the route I'd go of just
a set, like 8 guys for each side that you like, and just kind of keep playing with that.
Yeah, yeah.
The direction I would go. Because I think at that point, then there's still layers of strategy, right? Like knowing that you have certain characters potentially in your hand, and you're setting up a board state. There's a lot of cool like gameplay that can go back and forth for advanced players. I think it's pretty deep. Yeah, so I think it's fairly simple, easy to learn. Rules are easy, but I think there's definitely some layers to this game. I think right now it's just a little hard as a person that's playing it for the first time. There's a lot of like kind of like feels like game-breaking mechanic rules a little bit, but I get that's kind of where you're exploring a lot of the design space. But yeah, I like it. I like that there's a lot of cool stuff going on here.
I think it's exciting just to know the fact that like there are these cool ways that you can take these characters, because on face value, a game where you run into things and butt people off, you feel like there's not a lot of design space, but I've felt very proven wrong in just looking at the spread of characters thus far.
Yeah, because like something like the werewolf was supposed to interact with the discarded cards. So it was supposed to be like when you have 3 discarded cards, then it'll become more powerful.
It could be, even like card draw and all. There's a variety of there's so much more design space you can even get to, right? If you're caring about discard piles, if you're caring about card draw, is 8 the right number? It's a good starting point, I think. Do you want tags on, like, do you want like, potential tags on some of these that like give bonuses to other tags, or, there's a lot of different routes you can go in cool design space, but I would just try to focus on like a starter set, so it's like really easy. Okay, these are the eight ones that I want people to play with that are fairly simple and support the engine, and are fairly easy to like. It's pretty easy to teach someone how to play, and just see like, what is that gameplay like in repetition? How easy is it for people to play? And my gut tells me that this game is deep enough for sure. But what is the strategic element there? What issues are you running into? So if you are getting into too many of those chess-like states where it's like king versus king, how do we address that?
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for taking the time to show us your game, Ryan. I had a fun time, and I'm excited to see where the game goes.
Yeah, yeah. Because, yeah, that was like even when you're putting cards on top of cards, too. It's like, yeah, I haven't even messed with doing like stacks of cards and stuff. So.
Yeah, there's a ton of design space, and especially, you talked about even not even having a board, but if you do have a board, there's a lot of design space you can add with that as well, right? Like you can always, add different components to the board, or the board has like different spots that mean different things, or.
Yeah, I've had a couple people say that kind of thing too. Is the like a spot on the board that does something, or like a whole like board wide effect or something.
Yeah, because it could potentially force interaction at certain points too, right? But
yeah, and I did want to mess with stuff like a campaign or something too, where it's like like I said, the slime blob, or like snake was one of the ideas too, where it's like when a unit moves, it just follows in that position, and if you had a whole line of them, well, then you'd have an entire like snake moving around too. So.
yeah, when you say that, it almost feels like that's the theme of like a subgroup of like a clan, or like this is like a certain clan, or whatever. They're like, yeah, that sounds interesting. Maybe their mechanic kind of unifies, or that it kind of like defines what that sub theme of what that clan is doing. That sounds kind of cool. If you have like snake people, or yeah.
Yeah, that's the direction I was trying to head with the different cards, or these like different races of things, and then trying to unify it under some kind of mechanic or something.
Cool. Yeah, I'd be interested to check back in and just see, down, maybe a couple weeks just to see where it's at, and I'd be interested in playing again for sure.
Well, yeah, because I think a couple weeks is already like pitches. So.
Yeah, when is that?
Yeah.
Is that? I think it's 2 or 3 weeks from now. I think so.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to hop on the stream now, is because I'm like, oh yeah, that's coming up soon, so let's do this now.
Yeah, reach back out like the week before pitches. Be happy to get an eye on it again.
Well, and I figured other people were gonna be further along on their stuff too, so. wanted to make sure I left the space for them as well, because I think there's a couple people that haven't got as much playtesting in. I know I set up that Apollo thing to just do it weekly, so I've gotten a little more playtesting out of that.
Yeah, Sam, just let me know it's the 21st and 22nd. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Like if you want us to, I wouldn't mind jumping back in just to see the progress you made, or if you have any other, like if you're running into any issues or anything.
Yeah, the only issue that it's that kind of end game chess king dance thing is
I imagine that potentially running out of cards could be a thing. Like I was starting to feel that a little bit, and I guess that kind of leads to the chess thing, right? Where once you kind of run out of cards, then you're kind of down to whatever's left on the board, and that could end up, if both of us are in the same state, then it will ultimately end there, right? Like you will be, yeah.
Yeah, so I think the solution to that is either when you run out of cards you redraw, or like an alternate win condition, if you knock out all your opponent's pieces and they've run through their deck, you win. Something along the lines of that. But I think it's just something to get a couple of more games in with those kind of alternate rules and see what you like.
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards the cycling through your cards. Because I think that's the interesting part, is the squad bumping as opposed to just the king bumping.
Ooh. It is the bump squad, not the bump king, after all.
The bump squad.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. I think we'll end up closing up here the stream for the night, but thank you so much for showing the game. Looking forward to what's next. And yeah, we'll see you all. Thank you all for joining us on stream here tonight, and we will catch you all next week. I believe we'll have another Think Like a Game Designer game back then as well. So we'll see you all then. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, we're done with my stream. But yeah, thanks for showing the game off, Ryan. I'm gonna hop off here and go grab dinner. So shoot me a message here, like sometime week before pitches. I think both Jason and I'd be excited to try a game out.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Awesome, man. Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, and then I guess I still have my stream up, but we'll be taking off for the thing here in like half an hour. But I guess I can goof around for half an hour, right? So what do I want to goof around with for half an hour, though? Well, it's good to know that this is in a good spot at any rate. Okay, so this can go. That can bugger off, and then let's bugger on with some music again here. That's a bit loud, at least on my end. Like I said, so now what? I mean, Marvel Snap. I was just playing a card game, though. I mean, Marvel Snap is kind of my filler game in between things. But I was just playing some Marvel Snap. Getting over it with Bender Fuddy's not a bad idea, but... Oh, I got stuff I should probably be doing that is not this. Although I should Google some Smash up here. Because I'm not fully familiar with this. Yeah, it's looking at those paragraphs on a card is the kind of thing I want to avoid. The shuffle building game. Maybe that's, huh? Take 20 card decks of 2 factions, so shuffle them into 40 cards. They can compete to crush more bases than your opponents. Pirates move minions around, zombies bring their cards back. Sounds fairly close to what I have going with the I feel like this is one of those ones that I've seen a whole bunch of like expansions and stuff. And this does sound fairly Marvel Snap-esque too. Oh, and that just doesn't, it's just the power. It's just a big number, okay. So, okay, those are minions. Do they have other types? Minion, minion, minion. Wow, this is very much... I think feeling-wise, this is very close to what I've got going with Home Squad. But it's still got numbers on it. I'm a little confused to how these work. There's like a ton of variants of this though, right? That's like 6.7 isn't huge. I was gonna say, does this not have videos? Yeah, give me just a quick how to play. Not a full review. Why does it do that? It's obnoxious.
I'm the Girl, and this is Smash Up, a shuffle building game of total awesomeness for 2 to 4 players. In Smash Up, players choose 2 factions and smash them together, vying for world domination with their army of robot ninjas, zombie pirates, and more. The goal of the game is to win, and you win by scoring 15 victory points, typically earned by taking over bases. Bases award points to those with the strongest army of minions when the base reaches its breakpoint number, with points earned for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place. When it's your turn,
that's what
you may
that
play
is.
1 minion and 1 action. You play minions to try to dominate bases. Minions have a power number and sometimes abilities. These abilities are usually triggered when the minion is played, but sometimes minions have ongoing abilities, or special abilities, that can trigger when stated on the card, even when it's not your turn. Actions are usually one-time instant abilities, but sometimes have ongoing or special effects of their own. Once you've played 1 minion and or 1 action, check to see if any bases have enough minions to score. If the power of all minions in a base has reached the base's breakpoint number, each player adds up the number of their minions, with 1st place earning the leftmost number, 2nd earning the center, and 3rd earning the right. You must have at least 1 minion on a base to earn victory points there. If there's a tie, all tied players get points for the best position they tied for, while the next award level is skipped. Once the base is scored, double check for any final special traits on a base. All minions on that base are then discarded, and a new base replaces it. At the end of turn, the current player draws 2 cards from their deck. reshuffling their discard pile if they have to, then discards down to 10 if necessary. The player on their left goes next, and that's the game. Play continues until the end of any turn where someone reaches 15 victory points. If there's a tie, keep playing until there isn't one. Ready to play? Each player shuffles together 2 different factions to make their smashed up deck. For a more competitive format, each player chooses one faction in clockwise order. Then, starting with the last player, each player chooses their second faction in counterclockwise order. Shuffle all the base cards and draw 1 base per player, plus 1 more. Now each player draws 5 cards from their deck. If you have no minions in your opening hand, you may discard it and draw a new one. Whoever got up the earliest this morning goes first. If you like Smash Up, you might also enjoy its expansions, adding dozens of new factions to the mix.
Yeah,
Like Time
okay.
Travelers,
I
Bear
thought there
Cavalry,
was
and Kitty Cats.
plenty of
If you like putting wacky
expansions.
creatures against each other, try Small World or Henchling. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the Rules Girl for more ultra-concise rules explanations.
Okay, so. That's pretty close to Marvel Snap. This is one of those ones that, like, I feel like I should have. Maybe not should have, but this feels like something that should be up my alley. I have seen the box plenty of times, but it's still doing it. I think it did sound kind of annoying to look at all your cards to determine the number of whether it hit it's a break point or not. I don't know how to kill 20 minutes. Well, I do, but I don't know how to kill 20 minutes on stream. Well, I do. It's like I could play some Marvel Snap. That would be. That would kill 20 minutes. Could do another round of We're gonna do another round of Blind Fire instead of Marvel Snap. I don't know why I'm gravitating to this game. This is entirely not my kind of thing, typically, and yet here I am. Attempts to drop. I mean, it was pretty warm, so for November. But I'm gonna be moving soon. I want it to stay warm. That's kind of why I wanted to do it in November and not December. Although I really should have moved in like October or earlier. Yeah, goof. Crazy how many times I've listened to this song, and I'm still enjoying the absolute heck out of it. Okay, you are gonna pick up the fact that I'm playing Blind Fire, right? Squeeps me. Okay, you did. And then it's gonna lag out and stuff, right? Well, no, it's once I get into a game, that's when it'll explode, right? Yeah, I'm like, didn't you... Like, wait, it sweeps me. White crest, white crest, white crest. Inferno. No, hey, excuse me. I had an aesthetic going. Which was collect all click all the sea goddess things. Sea goddess was the vibes. I don't remember what gun color I had. Probably that, because I like a green and I like an orange. Not in that order, I like an orange and a green. Oh, I didn't customize the shotgun, but that's okay. I totally would go to bed, except it's, I have a thing. I have a... That's not just my... That's Discord lagging out too now. Ah. So it lags out multiple things. Not just my avatar. Although this isn't the quick play instead of... Yeah, I think it's really only going to be one game, but that's okay. Yeah, it seems too quiet. Which I suppose I can adjust it now, because I got some time. What's all this then? I guess I can see if the game is matchmaked based on... Okay, I probably should not be reading articles in the background. Especially when it's just random, like... Bernie Sanders blasts Democratic Party following Kamala Harris loss. Yeah, and then looking at these, they're all just covered in ads. If I'm just gonna sit here reading articles, okay, this is an opportunity to yap for just a little bit. Not to just sit here doing nothing. I mean, because what have I been... I haven't streamed in a week. Let's see, what was I doing last Friday? On, like, Thursdays, I've been doing catch up. Just kind of... What was I doing last Friday that I didn't stream? I was doing something last Friday. There we go. Okay, yeah, the matchmaking took long enough that this is going to be one round and that's it. Oh wait, is this on? It's on game instead of thing. Dang it. Because I'm like, I kind of need to use the restroom too. I wanted to get in a quick round. I was having fun with this game. Yeah, but there's only one player connected to the match. But the match is going to start anyway? The one player is me. I'm the only one connected. Why did it load me into a game? Ooh. Is there any kind of optimization? Because my...
Weapons free, contestant 1.
Okay, I was gonna say, there's nobody here. Yay! I finally won the game. When there's nobody around, that's when I could win. Only got 20 points though. I only won one round. Okay, I tried. That's a bummer. I just wanted to kill a little bit of time. I think I might just have to call it quits. Okay, I'll be back someday. Cause I'm like, wait, I'm busy moving this next week, pretty much. And kidney stone. I'll be recovering from my kidney stone and moving next week. So, I kind of doubt I'm going to be getting any streaming in for at least the next week. So, I don't really expect to be back until the 18th. I think it's going to be a whole week off because, yeah, I just got to pack to move. Then the kidney stone operation's going to happen on Tuesday. And then recovering from that, and then moving. So, So hopefully the 18th I'll be back. Because that should be post-move and everything. And then that... Oh, and then yeah, I'll have the pitch days on that Thursday, Friday too, so... I'll be back around Thanksgiving at any rate. It might be a week or two, unfortunately, but I'll be back eventually. December, I will definitely be back. Streaming for my birthday on the 16th of December. I will be streaming all day that day, so I will be back. It'll just take me a while. But bye. Bye-bye. Good night. Have fun sleeping. Bye.